Good afternoon, sir.
Hi.
I'm Ronnie Schulz with Ferguson Buick.
It's nice to meet you, Ronnie.
Nice to meet you.
What can you tell me about the new LaCrosse, Ronnie?
This is an all-new car for 2010. They like to use the term that they start with a clean piece of paper. You know, Buick has always been a styling entity of GM. Even back in the 50s and 60s, they had cars that were real unique to what they are. This car is no different than that. As you see the front of it, they stayed with the traditional waterfall grille and the 3-badge emblem in the center of the grille to make it distinctly a Buick. They went back to the portholes on the hood to make it distinctly a Buick. This is a CXS, and this particular one has the Xeon headlamps that will turn up to 15 degrees as you round the corner to give you a little brighter, whiter light and give you more visibility as you make the turn. It contours around to the side to give it a very sculptured shape along the side of the vehicle. And this particular one has the Touring Edition on it. It has 19-inch wheels and tires, which gives you full real-time dampening in the suspension system through an HR rear suspension and a McPherson strut on the front. So it gives you a little more true feel of the road as you're out there on the road. As you come along the car, it's got the marker lamps on the side of the mirrors, so it's a little more visible to the people alongside of you that you are going to turn if that's the case. It has a keyless entry system, and it truly is a keyless entry system, meaning that you don't have to take the key out to do it. When you walk up to the car, you pull the handle, it will release itself and do that. You notice it's got an ice blue kind of background lighting throughout the car, to where everything is very visible on the inside, but you don't have a real glowing light in your face when you open the door. The rear passenger compartment is more of a theater style design. It sits about an inch higher than what the front seats do without compromising any headroom, so it cuts down on motion sickness if you're in the back seat of the car. Plus, it gives you a lot more visibility to the front and to the side. And if you have child seats, it's a little easier to get the children in and out of the child seats that are in the back. As we come on around the car to the back, it's got LED tail lamps on it. This will give you a longer life and a brighter light, a little more visibility when people are coming up behind you. The trunk space is just awesome inside of this car. Backup camera so you can see behind you, as well as the backup sensors as you come around. A little over 13 cubic feet of trunk space. That sounds all well and good, but in real life, that means you can get 3 sets of golf clubs in there and still have room for your shoes and balls and all the things you take with you on the weekend. You know, so it's got the little flow-through exhaust through the back for a little sporty look there along the back of the car. As you come on around, it's got an 18.5 gallon tank, with the fuel economy of this car being in the high teens in town and the high 20s down the road gives you quite a little cruising range on this automobile. The true story is inside of this car, so if you would just have a seat in here and let me tell you a little more about the Buick. As you see on the trim, this car's got COM on the inside. I'm going to go ahead and power up the system here on the inside. Even as tall a person as I am, I'm going to have to kind of bring the seat forward to, you know, where I can touch the pedals and do the things. What I pushed down here was a keyless entry. Again, as I talked about the keyless entry, nothing about this car requires a key to start it or operate it or do any of the things that it does. You see here in the center, you have a huge navigation screen. You can program this through 3 or 4 different ways. You can do it by just touching the screen and putting in an address or a phone number, and the phone number will pull up the address. You can do it by pressing your OnStar button, tell them the address you want to go to. They'll download that into your navigation system. And they like to tell the story about this guy went in and bought a new car with this navigation system in it and the OnStar system. And as he drove around, he just told the car where he wanted to go, and the car would give him directions. If he got hungry, it'd tell the car he was hungry, and it'd tell him where the restaurants were. And if he got tired, it'd tell him where the motels were. It actually has that capability, but I don't know that that would be a true story to repeat or not. Also, besides the navigation system here in front of you, with your OnStar, you have turn by turn, which means, again, you can touch the blue button up here, Tom, and what that will do, they'll come on. You can say, hey, I want to go to 1015 North Interstate Drive, and they said, that is Ferguson, Pontiac. You said, yes, that's where I want to go, and they will give you verbal commands to take you to that exact address, and without any difficulty at all. Also built into here, you have heated seats and ventilated seats. That's all controlled from a very easy touch screen here along the front. It also has a heated steering wheel in the wintertime. In automatic settings, you can vary up to 22 degrees from side to side if you like a little warmer or cooler than I do, or vice versa. All your steering wheel controls are right here. Your cruise control is just a thumb touch away. Same with your radio. You can also program in your cellular telephone to the Bluetooth capable OnStar system, and you would press here to answer a phone call, or here to hang up from a phone call, and it'll actually print out up here on your driver information center, Tom, and tell you what phone number you're getting the call in from or that you're going out to. You also select your radio stations from here on the side. You can control the volume of the radio from here on the touch controls of the steering wheel. Everything is just very easy to the touch. And another feature about this car, if the key fob is not with the car, when you get out of the car, it will let you know that you forgot your key fob and it's still laying in here. If you really like electronic things that we was talking about a while ago before we started talking about this car, it does have a USB port inside the console here, and that USB port is accessible through here. Excuse me. Is accessible through here. You see it also has a power outlet in there, and it has a place for an MP3 player, so you can just plug all kinds of things. It's controlled all through the steering wheel controls we talked about up here on the steering wheel, and any information that it would provide would come up on your nav screen here in the center. This one also has a sunroof in it. As you see, I'm opening the sunroof here. You can do that to any position. It's got a windscreen there at the top, and then it's also got a power shade if you want to close out that sunlight and make it where it's not shining down on your head here. You can do that. Your power door lock switches are all here right on the dash panel. It's also got a power curtain along the back behind you. And I'm going to go ahead and start it, so I'll run that little power curtain up for you. Again, if you've got someone in the back seat and the sun shining through that back window, that will come up and take care of it, take care of the heat there for you. The rear seats are pass-through rear seats if you need to fold down either side or both sides. Again, we talked about the over 13 cubic feet of space in the back. That'll just give you additional room should you have to go pick up something that's a little longer than that with a low entrance point to the trunk. It gives you a lot more space up to the back of these front seats. Airbags all the way around the front, down the sides for curtains. Car has a 5-star crash rating on all 4 corners, meaning passenger front, driver side, passenger side, and that goes all the way to the back seat. The back occupants there in the back seat are also a 5-star safety rating back there. Tom, I hope that's kind of giving you an idea. Now we're going to actually do what is the best about the new Buick LaCrosse. We're going to take it down the road and let you see how quiet and comfortable this car really is.
Well, thank you, Ronnie.